Chris Orechia, I'm so excited, man, that you've joined me here for the Vengreso client testimonial program. Welcome to our video program this morning.
Thanks so much, Mario. Excited to share a little bit of a story that I have for you.
Yeah, well, you actually were one of our graduates of our digital sales video training program with Vengreso. And we've been tracking your progress on how you're doing. And in fact, you've got an amazing story of how you leveraged video as a result of the training program to create some engagement. And I want you to tell everybody about that particular story. And then we're gonna get to know a little bit about you and who you help.
Yeah, that sounds great, Mario. So essentially what I did is I've had great success in my past organizations working with colleges and prep schools. So I figured when I started up this new program that I would reach out to someone that I've had testimonials with in the past. So I tried reaching out to alumni relations and development offices, and just one after another, cold calls, sending emails, just wasn't getting great responses. So after our training session a few weeks back, I put that practice to use. And what I did was send a message saying, hey, my name's Chris Orechia. I've worked with organizations just like yourself in the education system. And I've used X, Y, and Z schools to be able to leverage their booster programs, their alumni relation events, and anything along those lines. And within a 2-hour span of me proactively going out after one of those universities I've tried to reach in the past, I got a quick response. And within that 2 hours, we set up a meeting for a week and a half after the initial video was sent out. And I've got 3 other directors on board for this conference call and trying to get the ball rolling.
That's freaking awesome. So let me just take a step back here. You're with the New York Jets, and you are part of the Premium Partnerships group. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. And who do you actually normally sell to? Do you sell to colleges on the norm, or that's pretty normal?
You know, it's pretty normal. In my past experiences, I've worked with other organizations on the NBA and as well as in minor league hockey, and those were some of the bread and butters I've had in the past. So, you know, I have a wide range of prospective clients, but considering my past success in that specific industry, I figured, hey, go with the bread and butter and keep it going.
Okay. And who else do you actually provide services to? Who else do you sell to and create partnerships with?
Sure. And like I mentioned, it's a wide variety, but, you know, anywhere from construction companies, law firms, financial industries, banking. So across the board, but from the university, college, prep school basis, that's where it's kind of my go-to move. And that's where I've seen right off the bat a lot of success.
Okay. And what is actually that you provide to these folks?
Sure. It depends on the specific situation, but it could be a premium environment where they can host some of their top end boosters, some of the people that are in the alumni office that really try to do outreach to people that traditionally can't necessarily go back on campus for a homecoming event or be at a specific type of banquet. So I provide that service at our arena, at our game, at our stadium, where it's something a little different compared to showing up at a golf tournament that might be every single summer.
Yeah.
And kind of get something that's a little bit different and fresh and kind of thinking outside the box, which not just in our industry, but in basically every industry, they're trying to do something a little bit different to grab a whole different demographic.
Yeah, absolutely. And so in this particular case with the college that you were creating outreach, if I'm not mistaken, you actually were trying to connect with them for quite a while through email, through phone, knocking on doors, trying to get them to actually strike a conversation. And the folks that you were reaching out to, are the same people that you actually had reached out in the traditional methodologies, but then you brought in a one mob video, and using one mob, you created an actual video message, sent it to them via email, and within 2 hours, you got a response back. And I'm going to read the note that the person sent to you, and it said, just got your video message, --nice touch, exclamation point. And if I'm not mistaken, not only did you land a meeting with that person, but I think you said earlier that there's a couple more directors or a few more directors that are going to be meeting. So that did this person bring in other buyers that are above her level?
That's correct, Mario. So like you mentioned, I tried doing phone calls, tried doing emails, actually tried going to other people within the organization for a reference or referral, and just wasn't getting a whole lot of traction to it. So once I did send the message, I put in the message itself saying, hey, if you can pass this along to whoever else might be involved in the decision-making process, please go ahead and do that. And I saw some great results. And there are 3 other members of that organization in that specific department that are going to be jumping on the conference call that I'll have next week.
And I love this part of the message from your buyer. Buyer says, I've copied so-and-so. which is one level up, and then says they're part of this particular program, and then asks you, would you be interested in talking to that group that's part of a different program?
Yeah, no, it's great. So it's a part of an alumni association. They have a student management program at that school specifically. So they asked how I could maybe possibly be a mentor to some of those undergraduate students.
Awesome. So what was the one, maybe two takeaways that you took away from our digital sales video program that you can give advice to other salespeople who are looking to engage? Any piece of advice that you took away and you're like, man, that was a golden nugget?
Right off the bat, it's one thing that our VP has been stressing quite a bit is thinking outside the box, how to try to grab and engage in different manners. And, hey, at the end of the day, hard work's going to get you where you want, but how can you be more efficient with it? And so that's one of the training techniques that I really got excited about. And then on the back side of it was also making sure that we have action steps to take on in the actual one mob itself. So, hey, I've outlined why I'm reaching out to you, but here's point A, B, and C down the road about how we can try to accomplish our final goal.
Awesome. So you wanted to stand out from the crowd and do something totally different than your competition and totally different from the traditional methodologies that you were using that weren't working with this particular buyer. And B, even if there wasn't an opportunity, the fact that they engaged with you, they had your contact info, they had a landing page, it was, customized video, provides the future opportunity for them to reach out to you. And they remember the fact that you engaged with them in a totally different way, especially through the messaging that she replied back with.
You got it right, Mario. That's exactly hitting it on the head.
Awesome. Well, look, if someone wants to get a hold of you, Chris, how can they reach out to you? What's your email? Should they email you? Phone number? What's the way to reach out to you? Through LinkedIn?
Hey, all that way. Tell you the truth, LinkedIn's probably my favorite way to go navigate. But you also can send me an email at corechia@jets.nfl.com, or you can reach out to me on my work line, which is 201-953-1001.
And do me a favor, just spell Chris Orechia just spell it out so people can hear that.
Sure, it's a tricky one. It's Corechia at Jets, so JETS.NFL.com.
Awesome. Chris, thank you so much for joining us on this Vengreso customer testimonial. I'm pumped that you went through our digital sales video training program and that you are seeing results. Great job, man. And I look forward to hearing the results of that meeting that you've got in the coming weeks. Take care, buddy.
Thanks so much, Mario. You have a good one.
All right, bud.